Across 9 seasons of Suits, Harvey Specter proved himself to be near unbeatable in the field of corporate litigation. His ability to think on his feet, identify the weaknesses of an adversary or rival, and play hardball helped to make him one of Wall Street's most sought-after lawyers. Specter's obsession with winning and lack of moral scruples underscore his professional success. While these characteristics don't make him particularly likable, they ensure that Harvey Specter's greatest quotes in Suits live long in the memory. He might not be the best person, but Specter is unquestionably one of TV's top lawyers. He isn't number 1 on the list, however. There are several legal professionals on the small screen who surpass even Harvey Specter's brilliance when it comes to winning a case. These lawyers are the greatest fictional litigators, case builders, and courtroom orators in television history. We're not judging them on ethical grounds here, as that would remove some of them from the picture, along with Specter. The best TV lawyers are quick-witted, compelling in argumentation, and able to combine lateral thinking across the broad sweep of a case with keen attention to the finest details. What gives several of them an advantage over Harvey Specter is their work in criminal law, a field where personal powers of persuasion in the courtroom are prized above all else. Ben Matlock. Not many defense lawyers can claim to have a handle on murder investigation the way Ben Matlock does. The veteran attorney takes cases of defendants he suspects are innocent, but goes one step further than just defending them, by identifying the real culprits of their alleged crimes. What's more, he does it all with the kind of folksy charm that lulls his opponents into letting their guard down. Ben Matlock is no elderly Southern gentleman, although his grumpy old man shtick is decidedly authentic. In fact, he's a fierce defender of justice whose sharp instincts invariably lead him to overturn the strongest of prosecution cases. Meanwhile, a 2024 reboot of Matlock has an even better premise than Suits in its portrayal of Wall Street litigation, starring Kathy Bates as a lawyer working under a false identity named after the original series, to expose the corporate wrongdoings of the firm she's employed by. Even Madeline Matlock is no match for her namesake and inspiration, though. Mickey Haller, the Lincoln lawyer. Only the best lawyers in the business acquire a nickname related to their profession, and this Los Angeles defense attorney has one of the coolest monikers going. The Lincoln Lawyers is named after the car Mickey Haller spends much of his time driving, as he obsessively chases the evidence he needs to win his cases. Mickey doesn't do things by the book due to his distrust of the American justice system, and frequently gets himself into hot water with governmental bodies as a result. But he knows how to make an argument like few others can, often snatching victory from the jaws of defeat with his closing statements in the courtroom. Kim Wexler. Better Call Saul. At least 3 lawyers in Better Call Saul could have ended up on this list. Chuck McGill arguably has the best handle on the law itself, while his brother, title character Saul Goodman, is almost unbeatable in the negotiation room, and a master of creative thinking. But Kim Wexler is the best all-round legal professional in the series. Kim is a superb strategist whose counterattacking style frequently manages to turn cases around. At the same time, she's an expert negotiator with an eye for detail, and a profound knowledge of finance. It feels right that Kim is still practicing law after Better Call Saul ends, as she's ultimately the character best suited to a stable and successful legal career. Arnie Becker. L.A. Law. If Harvey Specter is inspired by any other TV character, then it's surely L.A. Law's Arnie Becker. L.A. Law is one of television's best legal dramas overall, a seminal 80s TV show that launched the career of The Practice, Boston Legal, and the Lincoln lawyer creator David E. Kelly. Meanwhile, Becker stands out as the show's outstanding lawyer. His methods as a legal professional may often be highly questionable, and his arrogance and misogyny can be hard to stomach, but you can't argue with his case record. Becker invariably delivers a win, and seems to thrive as the pressure increases. The bigger the profile of the case, and the higher the stakes, the better he tends to perform. Elsbeth Tashona. The Good Wife, The Good Fight and Elsbeth. Elsbeth Tashona's spin-off of The Good Wife is almost perfect because it's hard to go wrong with such a wonderfully idiosyncratic character. But Elsbeth's eccentricities belie her razor-sharp intellect and unrivaled ability to pick holes in a case. Across 3 different shows, she's the best lawyer in every one of her storylines. Something of a maverick, Elsbeth typically relies on her intuition to identify patterns and potential loopholes in cases. Others might not fully understand how she reaches her conclusions, but they inevitably come to trust her unorthodox methods soon enough. Jack McCoy. Law and Order. Such is the popularity of the seminal franchise he fronted for so long that Jack McCoy's best moments in Law and Order are the stuff of legend. This formidable district attorney is a ferocious courtroom competitor, with an equally strong moral compass which leads him to care for the well-being of defendants he's prosecuting, and fight corruption in his own department. McCoy is the archetypal hero of TV lawyer shows, whose stance in legal cases encompasses both the law itself and more personal considerations beyond it. His historic 30-year run in Law and Order finally ended in 2024, leaving a hole in the franchise that's impossible to fill. Alan Shaw, Boston Legal. James Spader's first iconic TV role is one of the most brilliantly unconventional lawyers to have graced the small screen. Possibly the greatest courtroom orator on television, Alan Shaw is obstinate and difficult for his superiors at the firm Crane, Poole and Schmidt to handle. He's also highly neurotic, and has a chronic fear of clowns. But Shaw is an exceptional case builder, who's happy to bend the rules if that's what it takes to obtain evidence that's going to stick. Despite his haughty demeanor, he's also a fundamentally good person whose heart is in almost every defense he makes. His statements in court regularly draw attention to wider social causes linked to the case at hand. Joyce Davenport, Hill Street Blues. A crime show that changed the genre like few others in history, Hill Street Blues stood apart from virtually everything else on television in the 1980s as a drama with the emotional and narrative depth to match its elegant aesthetic. No character epitomized this groundbreaking brand of small-screen storytelling more than public defense attorney Joyce Davenport. Davenport is arguably the best all-round lawyer ever to appear in a TV drama, given her bravery, brilliance, and unflinching commitment to anyone she's working for. She goes above and beyond for whatever she needs to defend her clients, stands up to powerful elements of the state if she needs to, and backs up her case with masterclasses in courtroom advocacy.